Okay, so this is going to be the potty training and establishing like a spot for your dog video. So this is Maverick's bed in our bedroom, and this is where he sleeps. We move their beds to the front room during the day just because I'm not in the bedroom a lot and they like to be by us. So you can see we have a little barricade around it. This is actually like an old crib, but kennel, inside kennel, outside kennel, baby gate, whatever you want to use is going to work just the same. So you can see he's just relaxing in here right now, and that's because we've been doing this for about a week. And sometimes when I put him in here, he'll like jump up here, he'll whine and cry, and so all I do is I provide a small correction, and then I, stand being assertive and in charge pack leader. I just stand and wait till he submits. This would be submission, how he is right here. And then I go about whatever I'm doing, like usually getting ready for bed. And if he does it again, I'll just repeat everything, small correction, wait till he submits. And then when we go to bed, he's really good about just sleeping. I think it helps that Poppy's sleeping, we're sleeping. He feels like he's part of the pack, and so he sleeps also. Now, if he gets up in the night and starts to whine and cry, he probably does need to go to the bathroom. And so what I do is I don't just get him out, because if I get him out when he's whining and crying, that's going to be really confusing, because earlier I corrected that behavior. And then if I got him out later, that would be rewarding that behavior. So to be consistent, I provide a correction, I wait for him to submit, and then once he submits, then I get him out. And we go outside, I go out with him, wait till he goes to the bathroom, provide reward after he goes to the bathroom. So you could use a treat. I usually just do like verbal, physical reward. And so like petting and good boy, stuff like that. And then we come right back in, put him right back in bed, and if needed, do the same submission ritual, and then go back to sleep. After one day, he would come in and go right back to sleep. After 2 days, he only got up one time during the night. And then last night, so a week, he slept through the whole night. Now, the reason I have this gate up is just because during the day, it's fine for him to, be loose because I'm awake and I can monitor his behavior and recognize when he needs to go out and go to the bathroom. The more you're with your dog, the more you'll recognize what they do when they need to go out and go potty. And if you consistently, when you see that behavior, take them outside, go with them, wait till they go to the bathroom, reward going to the bathroom, and then come back inside or play or whatever you want to do, then they start to realize, okay, when I need to go to the bathroom, I go to the door. So he's starting to go to the door when he needs to go to the bathroom. But the reason I have this up for the nighttime is because I am a super deep sleeper and I would never hear him get up, ever. Like, I don't even hear my baby cry sometimes. So I put this up just to ensure that he does make enough noise, that I hear him, and we can do this appropriately. Otherwise, it's going to take longer and it will really be confusing for him. He won't understand if you're inconsistent, if half the time he can go potty or he thinks he can go potty inside and half the time, you take him out to go potty. So this just helps me be consistent, and it helps me also establish that the bed is his spot to hang out and relax. So because we've done this training with him in his bed, when we have the beds elsewhere and we don't have this around the bed, which is all the time except for at night, then he will come in his bed and relax because we've established that it's his spot to come and relax. And this, like I said, works the same way with an outside kennel, with an inside kennel, with a gate around your yard could be the same thing. Any type of enclosure you want to establish as a safe place for your dog to be. You never ever want to use their place as a place to punish. If you do that, they're not going to like going in there. You want them to like going in their spot. You should be able to leave, the gate to your back door open and your dog want to go back there. Leave the gate to their kennel open and your dog want to go in there to relax and sleep. They like to have a space to go that's small and enclosed, and it makes them feel safe, like they can relax. You want to have that, and you want them to be able to feel like that's a good place for them. You never want to use that as a punishment. Rarely do I punish my dogs. I do corrections, but they do not understand things like, go outside now for 5 minutes because you peed in the house. They don't understand that. The best way to do it is to provide an immediate correction, wait for submission, and if needed, supply an appropriate substitute behavior. So once you establish their spot, and like if I were to move this, I wouldn't let him out until he made eye contact, submitted, and then he could come out if he wanted to. Sometimes he doesn't want to. And you need to do the same thing with your kennel. That way, this is going to be a place that they feel safe and a place they want to go. It won't be a fight to get them in there, and it won't be a fight, if you have to go somewhere to get them in there. If you work and you're gone during the day, this is a great way to keep your dog in a safe place, in a place that they like to be, and control kind of where they're going to the bathroom. Keep in mind, when they're really little, they're not going to be able to stay in there for like an 8-hour workday. You're going to need somebody to come, like you'll need to come on your lunch break and let them out, like probably every 4 hours. And that's fine. You just need to make sure that can happen consistently. We're lucky in the aspect that we have 5 acres, and so when we leave, we can just let them outside. Another note about potty training is when you are beginning to potty train, you need to go with your dog when they go to the bathroom. So if they're inside and you notice behavior indicative of them needing to go to the bathroom, so he wanders around in places where we don't hang out, because dogs don't potty where they hang out. They potty where they don't hang out. So if he starts wandering around, I take him outside to the spot where he has established he likes to go to the bathroom, wait for him to go, and then provide a reward. Now, if you just observe your dogs, they'll usually go to the bathroom kind of in the same spot. You can establish where they go to the bathroom. Just use a leash when you take them out and only let them go in a certain spot. That's awesome. I was too lazy to do that. So bless Poppy's heart, the only place she goes potty is right in front of the steps to come up to my door. So sorry, everyone. It always looks like I have a ton of, like I don't ever clean up the poop. But I do, I promise. We have 5 acres, and that's the only place that she goes. So now that's where he goes, which is my fault. You can fix that if you just establish where you want them to go. So you need to go with them, and then do something afterwards that's rewarding. So either bring them back inside, play with them, something like that. That will establish that that's an appropriate behavior. The more you do it, the more they realize that they do need to go outside. The only time I will ever provide a correction is if I catch them going to the bathroom in my house. So if I catch them in the act, then I'll provide a correction and take them outside and let them finish. If they go and I just find it, people say you can like rub their nose in it, blah, blah, blah. I think that's a load of crap. I don't think it works. I don't think they understand. I think it's just kind of scary and confusing. So if you don't catch them and they go, I say just clean it up and continue to potty train. Okay, so we moved from the bedroom out to the front room, and you can see that they're both just laying in their beds. And this is because we established that this was Maverick's spot, so now he knows. If you are having trouble potty training an older dog, there's a few things you can do. So, as I mentioned earlier, dogs don't really understand punishment associated with going to the bathroom in the house unless you catch them in the act. And I don't even like the word punishment. Again, like I said before, just a correction if you catch them. Now, if they figure out that it makes you angry, it can turn into a retaliation behavior. So if they're upset about a change that's happening in your household, like you get a new dog you bring a new animal home, you are gonna move. They're really good at sensing things like that. It can make them upset, and going to the bathroom can turn into a retaliation behavior. Or it doesn't even have to be retaliation. If there's a big change happening, like you're moving and your dog starts going to the bathroom in the house, that's just their way of like expressing their uneasiness with the situation. And 9 times out of 10, if that's the case, or if it's a retaliation behavior, I'm just going to ignore it. I'm not going to do anything about it. Now, I will be a little more vigilant, so put the dog out more, watch them more carefully if they're walking around, if they, get up to go get a drink, just keep an eye on them, make sure that's all they're doing. I'm going to be more vigilant, but as far as the dog goes, I'm not going to punish them. This can happen especially when you bring home like a dog you adopted. So we had a older Doberman a little while ago named Brutus, and when we first brought him home, he would pee on my walls and on the back of the couch. Not a lot, just like every so often he'd get up, look at me, and pee. Like he did it on purpose. He was potty trained, he knew what he was doing, but I would just ignore it and put him outside, and pretty soon it just stopped. So if you just treat them like they're a puppy in the sense that you put them outside more and you keep a closer eye on them, eventually it will stop. Really ignoring it is the easiest way to get the behavior to change, because if you get upset about it, that kind of it can turn into a retaliation against whatever you're doing, especially if you have a dog that is older. You bring it into your home, you implement all of these training strategies, and they're feeling they're going to challenge you. If they're feeling like they want to challenge you, which happens, Maverick is doing that a little bit now actually. It happens with every dog you start to train. They'll do really well, then they'll start to challenge you, and part of the challenge that they give you can be going to the bathroom in the house. They're especially going to do this if they know it bothers you. So the key is, don't let it bother you, ignore it, continue with the consistent potty training behaviors. If you have an older dog, especially at night, put a little gate around their bed, put them in a kennel, some situation where you can control the behavior and show them the right way to do it, because really that's the only thing that's going to change it. I think that about covers potty training / spot training. So as always, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments.